Good evening, and welcome to Metaverse Masterminds, episode 28. It's April the 26th, 2024, and welcome to our mothership. Yeah, you've caught General Kev teleporting between home and the mothership, and I haven't quite got in the studio yet, so you get to see my humble abode. Okay, guys, hope you're keeping well. Episode 28, how time flies. And this episode, guys, I'm going to call Decoding Social Fi Engagement, which is relevant to everything that's happening in the Dalversal ecosystem at the moment. Now, we'll start by giving a quick shout out to anybody that says hi in the chat box. We've got 13 viewers already across the multiple social networks that we're broadcasting to at the moment. 2 YouTube channels, Metaverse Masterminds and Bureau HQ, together with the Twitter profile, General Kev Barefoot's Twitter profile. We also have a live chat feed from our Discord community hub. So any members that are watching that would like to just say a quick hi in the chat box, let us know where you're coming from, and we'll say hi back. Okay, it's great to have you on board this evening. So what have we got in store for you this evening? Well, we've got Private Buddykins on board, quick way from Private Buddykins. We do have Patricia, the wary cryptonaut, joining us very shortly. It looks like she's a little bit late joining us this evening, but she's coming in to do a little talk on something as well. I'd like to also give a quick thank you to all the members that have been actively engaged in all the groups over the last couple of weeks, assisting other members in the migration from Hypercommunity over to Dalversal. So getting rid of that one-click login method. Okay, I've seen a lot of activity of members helping members, and that's perfect. That's great, guys. A big thank you to everybody that's been involved in that over the past couple of weeks. Seen loads of people doing it, and this is what community is all about, guys. And like I say, this program is gonna we're gonna target what we need to be doing to move forward in Dalversal. Okay, now we've got Patricia on board now. Good evening, Patricia. Welcome to Metaverse Masterminds, episode 28. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Excellent. Now then, I've called this episode Decoding Social Fi Engagement. Okay, so I just thought I'd let you know that. I've only just seen you pop into the back office, so you maybe missed the introduction to the show. Okay, how are you keeping? Okay.
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, had an interesting week.
Interesting being the operative word. It's been mental, hasn't it? Okay, Patricia, we'll come back to you very shortly. It's great to have you on board. Okay, guys. So yeah, just a quick shout out to all those brilliant members that have been helping us and assisting other members in that transition from the one-click login to the Dalversal login. It has been an absolute nightmare, guys. Let's be honest. I did a tutorial. For me, I was very lucky. It was a very straightforward process, but I do understand that some members have had some right headaches with this. Okay. I'm just going through my notes, guys, because I didn't manage to get on last week. There was a plethora of problems going on at this end regarding audio, technical issues in the back office. So let me just go through my notes and make sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay, all right, let's start at the beginning then. So Dubai, what's been happening in Dubai, guys? It's been absolutely horrendous. Now, we've been looking, I'm just sorting out my presentation deck in the back office because I want to show you guys a video to give you an idea of the problems that have led to the delay of the launch of DAO-T for a start, the launch of MySpace, and the general roadmap seems to be delayed and many people don't understand what's going on. Now, I didn't until a few days ago. So what I want to do is just share this brief video. It's only a minute and 20 seconds. I want to share this brief video with you guys to let you know what was going on only a week or so ago in Dubai. Just take a look at this.
Several inches of rain falling over the United Arab Emirates, prompting flight cancellations at the second busiest airport in the world, school shutdowns and traffic at a standstill. Some amazing flooding conditions there. Bonnie Quinn has had a front row seat to it. We go out to her in Dubai for an update on what's happening. Bonnie.
Well, Romain, as you can see right behind me, this is part of the DIFC complex within Dubai, which is its own self-regulated complex of financial institutions. We're talking about more than 50 hedge funds, more than 200 banks based here, more than 100 insurance companies and 350 wealth managers. All told, more than 41,000 people work here on a daily basis. That was impacted, as you can see today. Dubai is not a walking city. It is very much a city that runs on taxis, Ubers, and driving. Public transportation fairly limited in Dubai. Within a few hours of this rain starting, you can see what happened. Cars were abandoned everywhere. I'm looking down from the 34th floor of a hotel room. Cars are abandoned outside right now. The cars that are managing to make it through are being guided through by emergency vehicles, and it really is a sight to see. Dubai every now and then gets these large rainfalls. However, infrastructurally, it's not quite able to manage them. It doesn't have the drainage, although it needs the rainfall for extra water security.
Okay, guys, what do you reckon to that? I mean, these guys have been struggling without us even realizing what problems they've been facing over there. I did get told that the rainfall that they had over that day or two was the worst in 75 years. And the problem is with places like that, when they're not used to the rainfall, it just floods because there's no drainage. The ground is so compact, it just doesn't drain away. And we've got to realize that out in Dubai, they get even their petrol for their vehicles gets delivered to their homes. They don't have fuel stations, for instance, so everything that we take for granted is completely different out there, so it's a different way of life. So while we're sat at home saying, where's our withdrawals and what's happening to the platform and where's Dow T? We've got to look at the other side of the coin and see what, troubles these guys have been having to deal with over the last few weeks. And obviously that's not going to be cleaned up within a day or two. That's going to take substantial amount of time to get back to some form of normality. So all I can say, guys, is, good luck to them guys, and hopefully they'll get back to some form of normality very, very soon. Okay, a quick shout out to Pam and Matt. Hi, guys. It's great to have you on board. KB, dear Kev, please elaborate regarding smaller TFA packages which Jonah narrated in Zoom. Yeah, okay, these have all been noted in the past Zooms and everything, and like I say, they are on the drawing board. They're on the blackboard waiting, guys. So excellent, KB, thanks for joining us this evening. Anybody else, give us a shout in the chat box, let us know where you're coming from. We've got Josh on board. Good evening, Josh. Welcome to the mothership this evening. Great to have you on board. Okay, so there we have it, guys. This is the sort of thing that's happening in Dubai. So we've had a few delays regarding the launch of Dow T as well. So let me just address that first. I want to do this in the correct order. Okay, so regarding the Dow T, yeah, step by step. We think we're doing everything very, meticulously doing everything the right way. Then all of a sudden up pops another message saying, oh, we're changing this, we're changing that. Yanga Nayathi, Yanga, good evening, Yanga. Hi there. So yes, we was rather frustrated to find out that there was yet a second contract address, okay, and then a third, I believe, and then it was on the Solana network, and then it was like, oh, give up, General, sit down and leave it and let them get on with it, because ultimately, you find yourself running round in a circle chasing your own tail. So even the General had to sit his ass down and say, look, enough's enough. Let's just wait and let these guys do the thing, and we'll just take it as things come. So what happened to the DAO-T and why did it change from the Ethereum to the Solana network? Now, it had been noted many times by some of the members that the Ethereum network was rather an expensive network to put the DAO-T token on. And I agree with that. The gas fees are phenomenal. One transaction can cost anywhere, if you're lucky, maybe $5 to $7, anywhere up to $30 to $40, which is crazy. Now, what does that mean in the back office when we're looking at withdrawals? You've got to cover those gas fees in your withdrawal amount for a start, and you've got to have that in Ethereum for the gas fee. That doesn't come out your withdrawal amount. So this all adds up, guys. Now, the Asian Pacific market actually stood up and said, we need this changing. This is no good. Because don't forget what that also means. That also means that members are not going to withdraw small amounts. They're going to take bigger amounts, which is going to put pressure on the DAO-T token itself and the overall value of the token. So common sense made them rethink it, and I'm rather pleased at that, even though it's delayed the launch of DAO-T. I think it's the best move they've ever made. Now, I've looked at the Solana network and I can welcome that, because a Solana transaction, I did 3 or 4 the other day, and they are literally 1 cent per transaction. They are so cheap, guys. What we want to look at is look at the length of time that we're having to wait for the DAO-T to be launched compared to what we were going to have to face if they left it on the Ethereum network. So what we're looking at now is, in the future, when we do withdrawals, we can afford to take smaller amounts, leaving the DAO-T to build value, which is a far better idea long term, in my opinion, anyway. Okay, so the Solana network is cheaper, it's faster. I've got to be honest, guys, this really surprised me, because I did one transaction. I was sending, I think it was $5 worth of Solana to another wallet, because when you're talking 1 cent per transaction, you don't really need a lot for gas fees. So I thought, right, I'll send $5 from one wallet to another. And I'm not kidding, guys. By the time I'd closed one browser and gone to my other wallet, it was there ready and waiting. It was literally seconds. Now, I've heard some horror stories regarding bottlenecks and, slow network transactions and so forth. But touch wood, so far, I've not experienced that myself. Now, Patricia, have you had any experiences? I think you have. You have done some experience on the Solana network. How have you found it so far?
Yeah, I did some this week, actually, because of the difficulty of knowing whether we were going to use Phantom or Soulflare. I had both. So I realized you needed some Solana to make it work, to have the gas fee. So I moved some across. I bought some and moved some across, and it was instant. Absolutely instant.
So you was happy with how much it cost?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It was negligible. I don't even. Yeah. I didn't check, but it was almost the same amount that arrived as I moved over. Yeah. So
absolute
it was
fraction.
Extraordinary.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
right. It was quick.
Okay, what wallet have you decided to go with then? Did you make your mind up eventually?
Well, I've got Soulflare at the moment is where my Solana is, but I've also got Phantom, which I could use. I'm a little bit concerned that they said the token won't arrive until you've added or imported the token address, and then the token address isn't possible to import until it's been on the exchange for 5 hours, unlike Phantom, where it's on instantly as soon as you.
Okay, yeah, this is all education and experience, because that was a new one on me as well. I'd never heard of the Phantom or Soulflare wallet either.
No,
so this is education as we work, as we progress through the ecosystem. And I've got to be honest, when we're looking at the metaverse and the crypto space in itself, we've got to look at it in 2 ways. are we learning as we go ahead, and are we educating ourselves into a newer way of life, like a self-sovereign way of life where we have control over our own finances? And to be able to do that, we need to educate ourselves. Or do we want to opt for the simplistic way where we just click buttons and expect things to happen? So on that score, I do understand the fact that we do have to learn to some degree of all these new fandangle ways of connecting one wallet to another and so forth. So, yeah, it can be a little bit of a, is this worth it or not? And I believe it is. Would you agree with that, or would you not agree?
Oh, I think it's worth experimenting and having several options. My concern was just this 5-hour window, I suppose, and not realizing that. And then what happens in that 5 hours if my token isn't accepted, But I think we absolutely have to understand what we're doing here, and that a lot of this is very new. And I think flexibility is the key. It's understanding,
Yes. Yeah.
getting the education to know what you're doing, and then having a plan B. As Jonah has obviously found out.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I think the first thing I would like to say to any viewers as well is, we're not financial advisors. We don't offer any advice regarding, investments or financial advice in any way, shape or form. What we're doing is just looking at what we do with our own accounts with Dalversal and sharing our experiences. But what I would like to add to what Patricia's just said is, when you say experiment, Patricia, I would like to add that I would much prefer to experiment with the Solana network than I would Ethereum, considering the gas fees.
Absolutely.
When you're talking cents, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, my first transaction was $5, and when it cost 1 cent, I sat there and thought, is this going to take 2 days to go because it's so cheap? And it wasn't. It was lightning fast, Towards the end of this program, I've got some research that I want to read to people about the Solana network. So stay tuned, guys. There's some really interesting facts and figures coming, because I want Patricia to take control of things now, if she'd like to, and talk a little bit about wallets, because members are a little bit confused about wallets and what they serve in the crypto space. So over to you, Patricia. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, well, I know this really confused me when I first began experimenting with crypto. Why do I need a wallet? Well, you've got to have somewhere to hold your coins effectively, and you've got a choice then between having it on an exchange, which means it's a custodial wallet. They hold the key. If that exchange goes down, and we have seen that happen, so does your money or access to your money. Or you can choose to take custody yourself and keep your own private keys. And these non-custodial wallets, you have a vast array of choice, but there are basically two different types. There's a hot wallet, that is one that's connected to the internet, hackable, therefore, unfortunately. And there's a cold wallet, which is more like a device that plugs in, where you kind of keep it offline. And what I learned, not luckily, well, I haven't lost vast amounts of money. I've lost a bit, definitely, but I had a friend actually who kept a large sum of money on MetaMask, which is one of the most popular, hot wallets, if you like, because it covers a lot of different chains. You've got a lot of different networks there that you can use. And he was storing sort of tens of thousands of dollars worth on his MetaMask. Woke up one morning, all gone.
Yeah.
And he said to me, I really don't know what I did, or I don't know what happened. He'd been hacked somehow. And so then I was thinking, probably the best way to use these wallets is to have, for regular exchanges or small amounts, you can keep some on MetaMask. You're going to need some on those kinds of wallets for just routine maneuvers between different places. But if you want to hold on to something, so if you're hodling, as it's called, then you probably should invest in a cold wallet of some kind, because they have an extra layer of security, which is, some form of PIN code that you put in, and nobody can hack that because it's offline. So, and there's lots of other things that I could say about storing your secret key, which your 12-word key. Initially, I was told to write it down on a piece of paper, old school, and store it somewhere safe. You can store it digitally, but you must encrypt it. And there are various different programs that will allow you to do that. One I know of is called 1Password, which stores a lot of your passwords
online.
Well, yeah, but it's encrypted.
Yeah.
It is a difficult conundrum, isn't it, to resolve? Where do you store these things?
Yeah, absolutely. And a big hi to Karina. I've just seen Karina drop into the chat box as well. Welcome to the show. Let me just give you a quick explanation of what I've set up, because me and Buddykins have been in preparation for this for quite some time now. And we thought ahead, and I thought, right, okay, if we've got an amount that we don't need on a regular basis, we need some form of storage where we're not connected to the internet. Okay, hence the cold wallet that you've just explained, Patricia. The two main ones, and like I say, we're not affiliated to any of them, but the two main ones are Ledger and Trezor, and we opted for Trezor. There was no real reason why, to be fair. I think they're both much, the same thing. They do the same thing. But we just chose the Trezor. I connected mine up to MetaMask, and I also connected it up to Exodus. Okay, now they both serve the same purpose. They are obviously hot wallets, and you can use them like you can use Exodus the same as you can use MetaMask. And the very thing I didn't want to do is what you've just explained, leave tens of thousands of dollars worth of crypto on the internet, because obviously if your keys are on the internet, or, if you're connected to the internet, you are a target. So simple as that. Let me give you a quick explanation, right? We used to own a computer shop, and we did all the Microsoft exams and tutorials on hacking. Okay, in order to fix a computer that's been hacked, you have to understand how hacking works. Okay. Now, we did an experiment. We had some software that monitored a computer that had a fresh install on. It had the updates, all the updates from Microsoft, and we connected it to the internet, and it took 6 seconds with no additional antivirus software. It took 6 seconds before it started to receive data that was classed as spam. Yeah. And that's how fast it happens on the internet. Okay. Malware, everything that receives data, it's feeding data from your computer. 6 seconds, guys. This is phenomenal. So you've got to take this serious, So what I did, I got this Trezor, and I fitted it up to my MetaMask. I fitted it up to my Exodus. And this is the route that we're looking at with Dalversal now, because what I can do, I've got my Exodus wallet for Solana. I've put it into my DAO-T area on Dalversal, so I can send it all to Exodus. I can put that on my cold wallet, which is the Trezor, but I can leave a little bit and send it across to MetaMask as USDT or Solana or anything like that, and use it on an every day-to-day basis. I would rather use the small amount on MetaMask, and leave the larger amount on Exodus. One main thing I will say, guys, is those 12 keys, do not give them to anybody. I've seen so many people say, yes, but admin from Dalversal asked for them. They never will ask for them. I must stress the point. There's a member, a scammer, shall I say? He's not a member, obviously, but he's a scammer in the Telegram group, and they still haven't eradicated him yet, known as Dalversal Mod, I think it is. And he's still active, or she's still active in there, scamming people daily, trying to make out that they're there, trying to help them, trying to get them to connect up their MetaMask wallet. And all they're doing is trying to empty your accounts, guys. So please, please, please be careful. Do not, respond to these guys. Nobody from Dalversal is going to ask you to do that. And nobody should be asking you for your 12 keys either.
That's the most common, isn't it? That's the most common way. People posing as technical support or somebody trying to help you. Something that happened to me not so long ago was somebody hacked an account of somebody that was a sort of team leader that was helping people, just like you've been helping people all week. They hacked. They not hacked. They copied. What was it? Where you
they cloned.
That's it. They cloned the account. Contacted me saying they were this person, and they said, right, let's get you sorted. That's what they said. And I was like, oh, so and so wants to get me sorted and fixed. And then they started to ask me for, sort of passwords and stuff like that. And I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And then when I said, why would I give you my secret key? They got really abusive.
Yes. Yeah.
Which made me think instantly, well, this isn't who they're pretending to be.
They are very convincing. Scammers are very convincing. We've in the Bureau, we've been actively engaged in trying to combat cloners and scammers. What will it be now, Sarah? Nearly a year and a half now. And it is a constant daily battle. There's somewhere across all the networks having a go, and it is that important, guys. It is a daily thing that you've got to keep your eye on and make sure that you're not going to be the next victim. You've got to keep your eye on the ball. And one thing that I do see is a big problem, right? This is how it goes, guys. So easy to fall for it. Somebody goes on the group, Telegram's rife for it. Oh, I've got this problem. Can you help? Now, the problem is we can't be monitoring those groups 24/7. So there could be a 2-hour, 4-hour gap or something like that where we can't respond. So that area, that time is perfect for being scammed because these guys take advantage of that. So it's a 24-hour system. Okay. Telegram, I've got to be honest, Telegram from, I would say, 2 a.m. UK time to about 8 a.m. UK time is the time that you do not go on Telegram, because the scammers are rife because there's no admin available. There's nobody on there getting rid of the scammers, and this should be addressed. In all fairness, this should be addressed. They should have, with a big company like that, they should have time zone admins all around the clock to monitor those channels in order to stop that. There's a serious problem that needs addressing. But like I say, that's their area. They've got to face that. So have you decided that you've got a wallet set up in your back office ready for the pre-sale allocated amount, Patricia? Because one thing I've noticed with some members is they can't quite get to grips with why that wallet has to be there. Do you want to explain that, or would you like me to?
That's for the vested coins that are going to be put in, isn't it?
Yep.
Over time.
Absolutely.
Over 2 years. Yeah.
Now, the thing is, people think that that's the only wallet they'll be able to use for withdrawals as well. That's not true, guys. That's not true. In your back office, where it says DAO-T, and you've got a editable button where you can place your own Solana network wallet address, okay, that is just purely for your monthly amount of pre-sale tokens that are going to be given to you at, I do believe it might be the end of every month. Not 100% sure about that. It hasn't been announced, but it's supposed to be a monthly distribution, I think the word will be, yeah? So that wallet there, you need to choose which wallet you want to receive those tokens in. It's completely different to the withdrawal process, okay? So we don't know what the withdrawal process will be yet, because somebody said to me earlier on, can I use the same wallet? Yes, you can. Yes, you can, but you don't need to put it in your back office, because some members are completely passive with only the TFA. They haven't even got any daily rewards coming out. If they're under 30%, they've got no daily rewards or anything. So they didn't even have anything exchanged into DAO-T. So they told me, they said, well, I've got nothing in my subscribed amount and I can't put a wallet address in there. So can't I withdraw? Yeah, you can, but you won't receive any on the monthly amount because you weren't subscribed to the pre-sale, allocated amount. So yeah, it's a little bit confusing, guys, but don't try not to get mixed up with those two things. Hiya, Coach Leon. Welcome to the group. Welcome to the podcast, mate. That's why individuals need to plug into Leon what is going on in their assets column. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Some great guys, some great information to share with you there. So, okay then, Patricia, did you decide which wallet you was going to go with, the Trezor or the Ledger?
I haven't yet, but
no. I think there is quite a bit of price difference. I think that was the only thing. I think the Trezor was cheaper than the Ledger.
I had a look. Sure. Yeah, they're all in the 50 to 60 pounds.
I think
range,
mine was a £60. Mine was, I think, when I ordered mine, and it's quite easy to use. I didn't have any problems with it at all. I'm just looking at the chat box. Chris Jammel, welcome to the show, Chris. What's going to happen to our DC? Okay, it depends what you mean by what's going to happen to the DC. The TFA program, one thing I noted earlier on was why we've all been looking at how the withdrawal is going to work and how the DAO-T is going to be launched. I've got to admit, guys, the TFA program's been working absolutely fine. You know, it's collect and charge. And I noticed a lot of people are getting to the 30% now. Again, guys, I'm going to say, please do not try to withdraw yet. People are trying to withdraw. Oh, I'm at 30%. I can withdraw now. They're missing the point. The point is, yes, you can withdraw to your rewards account, but from there, just stay still. Don't do anything yet. Those instructions are going to come very soon on how we can withdraw off the platform and move them into USDT or whatever token you want. So what's going to happen to our DC? That's a great question. If you mean the TFA program, as far as I'm aware, it's still going to continue as is at the moment. Okay. I don't think it's going to be connected to the DAO-T. I think it's going to be a separate entity. I think they're going to focus on that to ensure that they keep doing what they've promised to do. Now, how long for or whatever, I don't know. I wish I did. But like I said, guys, while it still works, continue doing it. This is what we did in Hyperverse. While we could rebuy, we rebought. You know, we increased those tokens. If you've got the ability to do something and it feels like the right thing, then do it. You know, it's your choice, guys. I'm not here to give any financial advice. What we can say is what I would do. What I would do is just take it as it comes. I reassess my accounts every single day, because things can change so regular. Okay. So what stage are we at now with the DAO-T and the minting process? Well, okay. It looks like in the back office, they've actually updated Josh, 199. Oh, bless you, Josh. Thank you very much. I've got to announce our latest update, guys. I've got to say it now because Josh has just done it for us. We've been monetized on YouTube thanks to you guys giving us plenty of hours views and etc. And what this does, it allows viewers to offer us a tip. Okay, now those tips don't go in our arse pockets. Those tips goes towards a pot of gold for you guys in my space to win prizes. Okay, so Josh, many thanks. You're a true pioneer and you're the first person to offer a tip. I've got to give that a shout out. Many thanks, Josh. Okay, Benjiro, won't the Doughty token depreciation so fast to the extent of we not getting what we are supposed to get since the Doughty is not stable? Okay, I'm going to say, in my opinion, no. Okay, now I've studied this quite a lot because I obviously thought the same thing. I thought, well, okay, you know, the pump and dump and crash, what happened with the HWT and HNT, where all the, you know, the previous big leaders with all the money decided to cash in. Well, think about what's happened, guys. Think carefully about what's happened over the past month or two. All those members that were accumulating money to withdraw, all of a sudden had them put into Doughty. And those Doughty get given out over 2 years. Okay, so there was quite large amounts, guys, of Doughty tokens that are now locked in the system. Because they're locked in the system, that actually gains value. Okay, because it can't be taken out for those 2 years. All right. So because they can't be taken out and used elsewhere, they've got to use more Doughty, which increases the price. Okay. So that in effect, you'll notice over time, and please guys, stay for part 2 of this show because I'm going to give you a fantastic example of how we can help to raise the price of Doughty. Okay. And this is going to blow your minds. This is going to blow your minds because we are in control if only we know how. Okay. But no, that's a very good question, Benjiro. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. That's a very good question. But think about what happened regarding the vesting situation where everybody really didn't have a choice. Everything was locked for 2 years. Now, Patricia, what's your point of view on that? Because I know a lot of people weren't very happy, but in my opinion, there's 2 sides to that story. It's done for longevity of the platform. So over to you, Patricia. Give us your point of view.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely essential, what they've done there. Otherwise, we would have had a pump and dump. Absolutely, because you had a lot of build-up, people wanting to withdraw, couldn't withdraw. If you allowed all of that suddenly in one go, it's going to go down. So that's how they've protected it. I think it's really clever. It wasn't popular, but it's essential for the longer term value of that coin, which after all, you know, this is the nature of what we're in. We're here to promote longevity, as you say. So yeah, I think we had to go down that route. That's essential.
Absolutely, yes. I think what they did, they looked at the platform of the previous platform and looked at what created the problem, and they clearly weren't going to follow in the same steps. Yeah. So even though we have been, in my opinion, we've been led down that path, I think it was essential in order to make this platform more sustainable. So yes, absolutely. I think it was a great thing to do.
You can't rely on human nature to do that voluntarily either. All right.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
You just say to people,
yeah.
hold back. We need you to hold back. It's just like, no, people are going to do what they feel necessary to recoup their money as quickly as possible. And that is what happened in the previous hyper. And then
exactly, like you say, it's human nature because
human nature.
you know, if they've got stung before, then they're going to make sure they don't get stung again, aren't they?
Mhm,
Absolutely.
mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, Mary. Good evening there, Mary. Mary. Excellent. Nice to see you on the show, Coach Leon. That means all the big rewards individuals have the interest to make DAO T coins to grow. Absolutely. That's right. And this is what we're looking at. Getting that DAO T to grow in value. That's right. Now, Jonah was on a video call with the Italians. Was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. And he gave an example of Twitter. And this is something I'll talk about in part 2 of the show. Of a new coin hitting the market and going 400%, I think it was. Phenomenal. Now, is it going to sustain at 400%? Because what you need to be able to do is not just pump it, you need to sustain it at that value as well. Now, what these have done, they've created a situation where if it goes up, is it possible for them to dump it like that? I don't think so. I don't think so, not with the current process of how it works. Now, if they give us a vesting amount every month, surely that's going to keep us satisfied that we're getting that regular. It's almost like the UBI of what we were looking for a year or 2 ago. Don't you agree, Patricia?
Yes, the universal basic income. Yes.
That's right, because even though we didn't know and didn't see it coming, that really is what it's resulted in, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's ideal, really. That's what we want, something longer term, sustainable, because the moment the coin starts to go down, there is a build up of people wanting to sell. So you really want to avoid that.
That's right. That's
so
right.
having that regular monthly amount means that hopefully people will be sustained on that without having to sell everything.
Okay, like I say, in part 2, we'll discuss it. We'll discuss the reason why it's good to hodl, in order to raise the value of those tokens. So the next question was Solana version 2. What's all that about? In the back office, under the DAO T page, we saw now it's not the ERC20, which was only changed yesterday. It was changed from the ERC20 to Solana V2, version 2. Now, somebody asked me, what's all this about then? I do believe that is the second attempt to launch the DAO T token on the Solana network. Now, I can't say that's 100% what it is, but I believe that's what it is. Okay. Now, the reason I believe that is because where it says the contract address, that's been left blank. That's been left blank. So it looks to me as though the previous one, the only contract address that we was issued with before, is that going to be the same one? I don't know. This is the big question because I've left it blank. Okay. So again, guys, just stay tuned, stay plugged in, and let's find out. Now, let's cover regarding that, Patricia, the contract address. It's caused a lot of confusion. Now, when Jonah originally announced the contract address, I think it was the Solflare wallet that they recommended. Okay, so people went out, they downloaded the Solflare, and then within no time at all, we were getting messages saying, not the Solflare, the Phantom wallet's being recommended now, and it caused a lot of confusion. Okay, now something that we want to just make clear to people that those wallets don't require the contract address being input into the wallet like MetaMask, if you like. On Solana network, it actually automates itself. When that token is put into your wallet, it what's the name? What's the word that I'm looking for? It automatically generates itself, its own wallet. Do you know what I'm saying, Patricia? I can't think of the word that I'm looking for.
Well, it's to do with importing the token, isn't it? And it's
That's
gonna,
right. Yeah.
it's going to go into the wallet automatically.
Yeah.
It does on Phantom. I'm not
Yeah.
sure that's true of Solflare.
You see, on MetaMask, you have to put the contract address in order to see that token.
I think
The
you do on Solflare.
Do you now?
And I
Right.
think that's what
Okay.
I was referring to earlier, but you can't do that
Right.
until it's trading for 5 hours.
Got
That's
you.
what Jonah
Got you.
said
I see.
online.
That's right. I recall that now. That's right.
So
Yeah.
that will have skewed a lot of people over to using Phantom, I think, because it's a lot easier.
Okay. Yeah, I see your concern, because a coin can shift in one direction or the other quite a lot in 5 hours. Absolutely.
In 5 hours,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Hopefully up. That would be great.
Hopefully. Well, that's the gamble I'm taking, because
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
change it now because I've moved all my Solana into Solflare.
Well, just covering that, I mean, what is the general consensus of what members are considering doing the minute that they can withdraw? And I just want people to just take a moment to think this through. What are you going to do when the minute arrives when you can withdraw? And the reason I ask that is quite simple. Do you want to withdraw and sell? Because if you withdraw and sell at $3, if the Dow T hits the market at $3, then you'll get $3 for your Dow T. Think about it, guys. If you don't sell and that Dow T does rise in price to $4, $5, are you going to regret it if you did sell the minute you got that ability to withdraw? Is it worth that risk, that gamble? I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying consider what's what. Me personally, I might sell a little bit, but I will be putting some on my wallet, my cold wallet. Absolutely. Yeah. How are you doing for time, Patricia? Are you okay still?
About 10 more minutes, yeah.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, like I say, I will be hodling some Dow T. I'll be transferring it to my Exodus and putting it on my Trezor. So like I say, I might do a tutorial on that so that people can see how I did that. Okay. So have you got anything to add to that, Patricia, before we move on?
No, I just think this really highlights a strategy, doesn't it? Having a strategy. Yeah. And it's not all about the short term. You've got to think short term, longer term. Yeah. And have some idea of what you want to do with it, rather than just thinking of it as a sort of something that you've got and you need to get rid of it.
Okay, consider this then. There's your first withdrawal. Everybody's eager to withdraw, so everybody withdraws and down goes the Dow T. What's going to happen with your second withdrawal? It's going to be very low in value, isn't it? Because everybody's withdrawn. Now, this is where community have to decide among themselves. Do we want that situation, or do we want to at least keep it level or raise that? Everybody wants a withdrawal, don't get me wrong. I understand that. But we want to use the system to the best of its abilities in order to sustain the platform so there's a longevity. Guys, we've got Dow T coming for 2 years, don't forget. If we get it every month and the value of Dow T is down here because we've withdrawn that much that it's lowered the value of it, what's the point in that? So we've got to think long term. If we withdraw too much now, those tokens are going to be worth less. What's Coach have to say? Keep in mind, the only way you are going to have Dow T in your account at that time is if you buy it in that 5 hours. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Ow. I'm going to have to move my leg. I'm getting cramp. I sit like a Buddha, in my spaceship here, and it's not very comfortable for an hour. So, okay, so the subscription address, make sure you get that in your back office. I'm not 100% sure whether you can change that once the smart contract's activated. I don't know yet. This is something that we've got to find out, okay? I would imagine it will be. Because let's face it, anybody can have a problem with a wallet. They've got to give that opportunity for people to swap wallets if they need to, So I would vote for yes, it would be possible, but that's not advice. That's not announcements. I want to confirm that, but I would hope that that's true. Okay. Anything else? Let me just see what I was going to do. Yeah, okay. Can I just read a little bit about the Solana network, some of the facts and figures, so that people understand why the Solana is much better? Are you all right with that, Patricia? Okay. All right. So I did a little bit of research, and I've got a couple of paragraphs here I just want to talk to the viewers about to give them an idea of why the Solana network is far better than the Ethereum. So the Solana is a blockchain network that utilizes a delegated proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. It is designed to support decentralized apps, marketplaces, and enterprise applications, and aims to provide scalability while maintaining decentralization. It was founded in 2017 by Anatoly Yakovenko. Sorry. I'm no good with names. So an overview is Solana is a high throughput blockchain. It is a web scale blockchain providing a solution that is capable of hosting applications with a computational bandwidth akin to the modern internet. So it's fast as Hades. Solana is the only blockchain in existence with the capability to power decentralized versions of NASDAQ, Facebook, Twitter, and all other existing blockchains with more available area to spare. Now, that's an interesting concept, because that's an important part of speed and scalability, which is essential to something like Dalversal as it grows, because Dalversal could be absolutely huge. It really could be huge. Sol token. The Solana blockchain has its native token called Sol. There is a fixed supply of 1 billion Sol tokens, which are used as an incentive for nodes in exchange for running an on-chain program or validating its output. Sol tokens are divisible by up to 34 times, so the system may perform fractional payouts of Sol as required. So there you go, guys. Sol has got a fantastic name for itself in such a short period of time. So that is crazy. That is crazy. So have you used the Sol network before, Patricia?
I haven't, not until this week.
It's very popular with NFTs, I understand.
That's what I heard, yeah. Obviously it's major use, and it does seem to be one of the ones they're really recommending is going to be, used a lot more in the future. So it's going places.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to add to that, Patricia, before we move on to part 2 of the program?
No, I reiterate for people to try and read up on, get themselves up on what they're doing, understanding, educating themselves, because I think it's just so important.
Yes.
And sometimes things can come along even when you've done your research and really wreck your best intentions. That's what happened with me today. I was going to buy some Bitcoin, withdraw some Bitcoin, and it turns out they wanted half what I had already in fees just to withdraw from one of the exchanges. So I'm going to have to keep it in there for the moment. But I should have done the research before I bought it in there. But I didn't.
Absolutely. So the big message is stay tuned, guys.
Yeah.
Dalversal have announced that they're going to, Jonah's going to try and get as much information out every week. Okay. So, because like I say, information is knowledge. As we move on, the more information we've got, the better informed we get and the more we can help each other. So, okay, guys, we'll move on into part 2 of the programme. Many thanks for your input on that, Patricia.
Very welcome. I shall be tuning in, but I won't be, live, as it were.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Okay, that one. Okay, guys, let's rearrange that. Okay, guys, so welcome to part 2 of Metaverse Masterminds, decoding social fi engagement. Okay, so what's this all about? As you guys know, yesterday, Jonah had a Zoom call with the Italian leaders, and he explained everything about the difference of what we've had with the platform in the past regarding the generative rewards and what we're going to be moving into. Whereas it used to be more of a multi-level marketing scenario, we're going to be moving more into a somewhere more of a communal effort in order to raise the value of DAO T. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I want to explain this is something that what I'd been explaining or trying to get people to understand over a year and a half ago when we first started the Bureau. We opened the Discord channel as a social communal hub. Okay, and I always stated that Telegram and WhatsApp and networks like that are really difficult to be able to create a social networking atmosphere because they are one channel. Okay, and what you get is a text narrative of one channel. So what you're looking at there is as soon as you get a message, 10 minutes and it's gone. Okay, so the information that you're looking to share in a communal area, social community situation, is not very effective. Okay, so let me go through a couple of notes that I've got regarding Twitter and Telegram, because Jonah is requesting us to share our efforts on Twitter. And I want to go through this with you guys to highlight the importance of what he's asking us to do. So let me bring this up for you. Okay. Telegram and Twitter are both popular social media platforms, but they serve different purposes and have distinct features. Here are some key differences between the two. Purpose and functionality. Twitter is primarily a micro-blogging platform where users can post short messages called tweets of up to 280 characters. Now, these tweets can include text, links, images, and videos. Users can follow each other and engage with tweets by liking, retweeting, and replying. Telegram, on the other hand, is a messaging app with a focus on privacy and security. It allows users to send messages, photos, videos, and files to individuals or groups. Telegram also supports channels where users can broadcast messages to a large audience, similar to a one-way broadcast system. Audience and reach. Twitter has a broader user base and is widely used by individuals, organizations, business, and celebrities to share news, updates, opinions, and engage in public conversations. It's often used for real-time news updates and discussions on various topics. Telegram, while popular, tends to attract users who prioritize privacy and security in their messaging. It's particularly popular in regions where privacy concerns are paramount or where access to other messaging apps may be restricted. Privacy and security. Both platforms offer some level. Just a second, guys. Yeah, some scammer in the group trying to expose something. Both platforms offer some level of privacy and security features, but Telegram is known for its emphasis on encryption and privacy-centric features like secret chats, which use end-to-end encryption for enhanced security. However, the default settings for Telegram chats are not end-to-end encrypted, unlike services like WhatsApp. Twitter offers privacy settings that allow users to control who can see their tweets and interact with them. However, tweets posted on public accounts are visible to anyone on the platform. Content types. Twitter focuses on short-form content, making it suitable for quick updates, opinions, and sharing links to articles or other content. Telegram supports a wider range of content types, including longer messages, files, and media. It's also popular for sharing large files and media in groups or channels. In summary, while both Twitter and Telegram are social media platforms, they serve different purposes and cater to different audiences, with Twitter being more focused on public conversations and real-time updates, while Telegram emphasizes privacy and secure messaging. Now, guys, so why Twitter and not Telegram? Well, the difference is this, guys. Twitter gets a message. When you post a message, it goes to a global audience. Twitter members are there to read about a multitude of things. If you're in a group on Telegram, you're there for that purpose. Look at Dalversal. You're there for Dalversal. So if you post a post in Dalversal, that post is only going to people that are interested in Dalversal. Okay, so you'll not be bringing on new members as such. Okay. So let me just go through my notes, because I've made some notes here on the importance of what we're looking at here, of the transition and how we can raise the value of DAO-T by the very things that we're posting online. Right, okay. So what you can see now is what we tried to do back then with the Discord group. We tried to get members and leaders. There was even leaders. We tried to get leaders to commune with us as a global community in order to collaborate together. But we got this resistance where they said, no, you know, we've got our own groups. And the reason being for that was simply to retain their generative rewards. They didn't want people poaching other members. And let's face it, guys, that was rife in the multi-level marketing scene. That was the big problem, because you have these splinter cell groups that just don't want to lose their downlines. Now, what are we doing now? Moving over into Dalversal, that has completely changed, guys. Completely changed. So what's going to happen now is they're going to go forward into a more global centric effort where every member's posting and engagement hopefully spreads the word of Dalversal and that raises the value of DAO-T. Okay, so what I want to do is share with you my Twitter page to give you an example of exactly how this works. Okay, so just bear with me while I set this up in the back office. Right, I want to share my screen and that one there. Okay. Just put this live. Okay, guys, so what you can see there is my Twitter profile. Now, what I've got here is my Twitter profile. Okay, and I've created a Twitter community, all right, called Metaverse Masterminds. Now, that community only has 16 members, but what I want to show you is the effectiveness of using hashtags and Twitter compared to Telegram. Okay, so down here you can see that I've posted many things with the hashtag. Let me go to the community. It's Metaverse Masterminds. Okay, so you can see here that we're building up a small community of members so that we can all start to share our posts. Now, I'm going to show you in a second how effective this can be. Okay, so the show tonight, I posted it in here so other people could share it. Okay, and the way you do that is by adding hashtags for DAO-T, DAO-Versal, Sol, Solana, and so forth.
It's in Discord. They're in Discord.
Okay, just a sec. Okay, and that token there was a token that I got from the blockchain, and I created it into a GIF. Okay, just 1 second, guys.
Called SMD.
Okay, just pause the program a minute. Just give us a second, guys. I'll be back in a second. Okay, guys, unfortunately, we're going to have to call the meeting to a close. We've got some idiots join the group that need to grow up. We've got to sort out a YouTube channel and Discord group because they're infiltrating it with ridiculous comments. Okay, very sorry about that, guys. We will get back on air as soon as we can. Until next time, sorry about this, guys. We'll catch you soon.